I might actually die before this is over. Like, I might die before this show is over because, like, I actually don't know what to do with myself. Like, I actually genuinely do not know what to do with myself. Like, this might actually be the first non-Asian show I'm covering, I think. It has to be. I could go check. But I think, yeah, this is the first non-Asian show I'm covering on this show, unless I'm missing something. Ugh, guys, you have to know what I'm talking about, right? You have to. Like, this has been going viral for the past week or so since it came out. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Eated Rivalry. Like, this is currently what is consuming my life and the lives of thousands and thousands of people online because this show is so good. Like, what the hell? Like, it's so good. And I can't believe that we get to witness this. I said it, like, 2025 has been so good for the BL community. For me personally, I have just enjoyed so many dramas this year. I mean, we got to experience Chinese BLs airing for the first time in years that were uncensored, right? We got to experience a multitude of Thai BLs that just like it came out this year. And now a Canadian BL. Like, we've been so lucky this year that I'm almost scared. Like, I'm almost scared that next year is going to be like dead because they aired everything they could in 2025 and now they're out of material. But yeah, like 2025 has just been so amazing. So yeah, Hit Rivalry. I have watched the first 2 episodes that have aired and honestly, it is so fantastic. Before I go into that, I just want to mention that I did try reading the book. Like, this was like years ago. I did try reading the book and I never finished it because I personally just struggle with Western novels, be it male or female male. Like, I always struggle with it. I don't know, this is something about like Western novels that I don't relate to, which is funny because I read a lot of like Asian novels, right, the translated ones, and I am able to like enjoy those ones, right? And I mean, I will say that the Asian novels I read are always like women that get reborn and go through life anew, which is something I really enjoy. It's usually women that, you know, are living their life and learning. So there is some sense of being able to relate in that way, right? Because you're watching this character, this person go through life again and not make the same mistakes. Especially when it comes to things like marriage and, you know, stuff like that. So it's kind of fun in that sense. But Western novels don't have this genre, not really, right? So it's always like a little empty for me. I can never like get into it, right? And I don't know, just something about the writing style, the characters itself that I just can't relate to. So I actually did not finish this novel when I read it. Like, it just read like every other Western novel I've ever like read, and I was not that impressed by it, right? And so when I heard this came out, I actually went back and tried to see if I could finish the novel, and I just couldn't still. And yeah, I guess my era with like Western novels they've just ended. Like, I read a lot when I was younger, but now it just always feels too juvenile and corny for me, and so I can never like, because I can never like believe that this is how someone thinks, not because like they can't think that, but it just does not fit with what I think they should be thinking about, right? So I don't know how to explain it. I just could not. So yeah, I went back and could not finish it again. And so coming into the show, I actually thought that I would not like it, honestly, because I really did not vibe with the book. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. This looks amazing. If they could pull through with the actual story and stuff like that, it would be amazing. And I watched the first episode and oh my God, guys, this has to be one of the best BL dramas I have ever watched. Not to call it a drama in the sense that, like, I mean, it's a TV show and, you know, we refer to like TV shows for Western shows and dramas for like Asian shows, right? But like, best TV show I've watched in a while, right? Best. It like encompasses what I love the most about like BL, in that I don't necessarily want my BL to be like about real stuff. Like, that would be like queer media, queer TV shows where they're actually discussing things like, you know, the issues they face, stuff like that. Like, that is what I would consider a queer show, right? Where they go into detail in that sense and how like the community they are in affects them, you know, stuff like that. BL is more surface level in that like it's two people falling in love and that's kind of the main story. And so that's what you get here, even though there is that background issue of the fact that they are not out, right? And against the Western show, this is like them in hockey, right? It's as straight of a sport as it's going to get, next to like American football, right? Or soccer, right? So you have that backdrop where obviously these people cannot ever come out. Like it's just thinking about the fact that they might have to go through that, and I think they do go through that in the book. Like I am already scared for their characters, right? I am already like just terrified because it's just like I just can't even imagine what that would be like. So like even though that is in the background, and it's kind of a huge point for like Shane, especially because Shane is, very, very in the closet in that sense, right? He's never even, I think, slept with like someone before Ilya, right? So he is even more conscious of that. We see that in the first two episodes, right? So despite all that, it's really still about them falling in love, right? And I really like shows like that where people are just falling in love. In this case, it's two hockey players, and we just get to watch them learn about each other and fall in love over, I think it was like over a decade, right? And it's just interesting that it takes that long. Sometimes they don't see each other for a whole year, sometimes 6 months, right? But they always somehow come back to each other. And I think in the book though, like during those 10 years, like they kept meeting and like having sex, right? I think that kept happening. In the show though, I don't think they show it in that way, right? Like it doesn't seem like that happens, right? It seems like they just keep texting, every 6 months here and there, right? So that's how I would say the only difference I've noticed, in that like when the book starts, they are already like, I've been doing this for years, right? It's not as obvious in the show, I would say. But anyways, so just seeing this relationship between the two of them, seeing the chemistry they have, and oh my god, this chemistry was amazing. I have to say, even like before the show came out, right? Like we saw the trailer, and let me just say about the trailer, like when I saw that trailer, I was like, if there is no international release of this, I will go and get Crave subscription. I was like, Emmy, you have a Canadian credit card. You can't, like, don't freak out, because I was like freaking out. I was like, how am I gonna watch this? And I remembered, oh my god, you have a Canadian credit card. Like you're going to be able to like use VPN or something if they don't let you do it from the US, right? But then thankfully HBO, because who else is it gonna be but HBO, decided that they will pick this up. Thank god, right? But yeah, I mean that trailer, I saw that trailer, I was like, god damn, like this is just it was so visually pleasing that like I didn't know what to do with myself. I still don't know what to do with myself. Like even this like review is a lot of just rants, because I don't even know what to like how to express how much this is making me feel. But yeah, I just think this is a show that had perfect casting, right? And honestly, I guess I've just watched too much Asian BL, which I love and I adore, of course, right? That I forgot that some people can go all out. And that's not to say that like Thai BLs, for example, don't go all out. Like think BOC, right? The production company for Kim Porsche, right? They really went in, right? And that was like one of the shows I'll say is nitty gritty, and it bears all, right? But I think what makes this show interesting is that these two people that play Shane and Ilya, right? They are casted for their chemistry, and I think even the actor that plays Shane mentions the fact that he read with multiple people, right, trying to get the perfect Ilya, right? And so they really casted them based on chemistry. And honestly, at first, even in the like trailer, the chemistry wasn't immediately gripping for me, I would say. But watching the first 2 episodes, oh my god, they fit so perfectly. And it's interesting because you can imagine them as actual hockey players, because these boys are built, man. So you can imagine them as like actor hockey players that just love the game and everything, but you can also, when you see them together, imagine them like the chemistry flows, and you can like see them as like two people that just like adore and are into each other, right? Like it's amazing how separate they are, like different, but together they are also like different, and the way they play on each other is very different, and the chemistry is just so beautiful to watch in that sense, right? And I have to say, even though the show is like risk and it's a lot of like sex and everything, even though I would say they've only had like two major like sex scenes in terms of that like penetrative sex in that sense, I would say that like the NC scenes just in general, because I mean there were tons and we've seen a lot of naked bodies, a lot of butts, like, you know, just a lot. You still are able to follow their journey as they get to know each other, right? Like from their first meeting, their first time, you know, being in a room together and like, you know, exploring one another and everything, you know, you're still able to like follow through on like how their feelings are changing in real time. So I feel like the sex plays into it, but there's more to it in that sense that like there's still a lot happening at the same time, and you can kind of like read more into how the two characters are developing as people, right? Like Ilya, I think, starts off as just seeing Shane as somebody that he just wants to have sex with, right? They have a tension going from the very beginning. Like the sexual tension at the very beginning is off the charts, right? And you can see that he was clearly from the very beginning attracted to Shane, right? However, as time goes on, he starts to actually like care for like Shane. There's a scene where, you know, after they've like done the deed, Shane starts kissing him up on his face, and you can kind of just see Ilya start to freak out. And he, you know, gets up and decides like he's done, like I'm leaving and everything, I have like a flight tomorrow, whatever. But in that moment you see him kind of like sensing his feelings for Shane is growing, right? Same for Shane. Like Shane, I think, starts off a little more cautious, and I would say he starts off a little more needy, right? I don't know if that's how it's gonna continue, but Shane obviously from the very beginning like liked Ilya as well, because Ilya is I mean, hard to resist, right? So it was very clear to him from the beginning that, you know, he liked Ilya, right? Again, the sexual tension was just there from the beginning. And so he was more giving. He is more giving currently, right? And there's something about that that's also just like intoxicating to watch, because you see this like well-built guy that, you know, plays hockey. It's a contact sport, right, for a living, but you see moments where he's so vulnerable and so submissive to Ilya that it's just like it's so beautiful to watch. And you see him as he tries to make sense of their relationship, and there's just something about it that is also, I don't know. So like all this is going on, and you see them start to get more and more comfortable with one another. I really like the scene where they are at the bottom of the staircase, you know, after like Ilya comes to the new apartment that Shane got, and you know, this is after they've, you know, done the deed, and you know, they are by that staircase, and Ilya is getting dressed, right? And there's just something about that scene, and watching Shane hold Ilya's jacket, and it's just, I don't know, like I am just, this show is so good, I don't know what to do. Like I think that this show is going to be my personality for the next like foreseeable future, right? Like for the next foreseeable future, it's that good. And I think that the director, the writer, and I don't know if the author for this is also the screenwriter, but whoever, like the crew and the cast, they are perfect, and they were able to create something perfect here. And I think that it's actually really difficult to do, but they managed to do it. Like honestly, I think that for me personally, right, just to not offend anyone, I think that the show is better than the book. Not to compare them, of course, because they are two different mediums. But adaptations, I feel like, are always different in a sense that like you have to take them individually, right? So like a manga to an anime to a live action, those three things of the same like source material will always be different, right? And I like to see them as different things, right? So I think that this show is its own solid thing that I think the screenwriter for this put in a lot of effort, and the director really saw the vision, right? Even down to casting for this, and it has come out so good in just the 2 episodes I've seen, right? And I love that. I love it so much. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more episodes, right? Like two episodes is not enough. Like one episode a week, I don't know how I'll do this, right? Although I am trained well with Thai BLs. Thai BLs also come out like once a week. In fact, like, I would say most BLs come out once a week. But this is the first one that I am actually like, I feel like I might lose my mind waiting. But yeah, like so far so good. I am enamored. I am just thankful to the BL gods, honestly, for this, because 2025 has been amazing, and we're in December and it just keeps giving, guys. Like I don't know, I don't know what to thank for this, right? But yeah, this has been great so far. Hit a Rivalry. If you're not watching this drama, wait. Actually, wait. Like, if you've not started watching this TV show, you need to wait. Let it finish airing. If you can, avoid TikTok, Tumblr, everything, because obviously they will spoil everything on there. And just wait for it to finish airing, because I am actually like, I never like wait for shows to finish airing, anyways. But like, this might have been one scenario where I should have waited. But yeah, it's just so good. Please check it out if you've not started watching this. It's that good. But yeah, that's really all I have for this episode. It's been a real rant of Heated Rivalry, because yeah, we had to talk about it. But yeah, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I'll talk to you guys again next week. Have a lovely one. Bye.